Hello again. I hope you're having a wonderful OnPassive day. OnPassive for us all started in 2018 when the founder and CEO, Mr. Ashmufar, decided he was going to create a digital marketing platform, right? Started as a general plan. It was intended to create a working, networking marketing platform that was going to serve 2 to 300 million people, had a budget of about 100K, and had a launch window of about 60 to 90 days. I mean, we were all very excited and anticipating the launch somewhere in early 2019, first quarter or something. However, hiring employees from a downsizing tech company in India actually created the company's first team, which was based in Kolkata, West Bengal, India. That team developed the GoFounders platform that we came to know and love even before the company had a name. And that platform and the concept was shared with us and others. And we were encouraging everybody that we knew to join, by personally inviting them. And, we would talk to people that we knew and trusted and invite them, and they would do the same. So that's how we really got started. Those that joined were called founders. And at the time, we only expected somewhere around 3,000 to 5,000 founders before we actually launched and got going. But, as a sidebar, that term founder has become a little bit problematic to us, and that we're not really founders as defined by somebody that forms or establishes, a business or an organization. Mr. Mufara is the only real founder. The rest of us were just early adapters that became members of the movement, and we continue to believe in the cause, obviously. So, getting back to us, the momentum that we got started like blowing us away, right? I mean, it's surpassed every estimation that we had early on. And crossing into 2019, the foundership actually ascended and went above double-digit thousands, and that momentum created the need and fueled a very powerful desire on the part of Mr. Mufara to rethink our goals, our trajectory, as it were, right? Now, specifically, it called for a greater vision that had much more than just a marketing platform and a few products. So the company decided to create a suite of products from the ground up. And it was at that point that we had adopted the mantra, do it or die, as explained by Mr. Mufar. And about this time, we also took on the name ONPASSIVE. Now, that was first quarter 2019, and it was one of the most severe transitions that we've gone through, and it thoroughly taxed our ability and tested our commitment, to be sure. But in the second quarter, right, April of that year, Mr. Mufar said, hey, you know what, quote unquote, we got it right. And he shared a growth strategy for developing a full-fledged product suite that was sitting atop its own marketing platform. Now, by mid-2019, we had passed 30,000 members. In keeping with the new strategy and vision, Mr. Mufar released the OnPassive vision statement, and he shared the meaning behind the OnPassive name and logo. And those are still available for those folks that want to go look that up. Now, moving into the third quarter of 2019, our momentum continued, and the vision actually, together, they made it very necessary for us to move our team from Calcutta to Bangalore. And as a shift in vision, coupled information technology with our network marketing, we grew. That is to say that this is the point at which we now became an information technology company as opposed to just a network marketing company. And we also decided to create our own AI for use with systems efficiency and automation, simply because we couldn't get done what we wanted to do without it. So the AI quickly turned our products into what we call a product suite. And that product suite went with the AI into what we called a smart business solution. And newly created products, along with the added functionality to products that were already in the works, so to speak. That beefed up the SBS, or the smart business solution, so it became the first ever total internet solution. So through these steps, you can see, what kind of evolution we were going through. And by the end of 2019, we had over 50,000 founder accounts. And boy, I'll tell you what, man, when 2020 rolled in, the COVID-19 pandemic, boy, pow, that hit everybody. Our office in India was really hard hit, and more than once there were some mandatory shutdowns by the Prime Minister that caused our staff to have to work remotely whenever it was possible. Nonetheless, Mr. Mufareh and the team persevered. As a result, the number and sophistication of our IT products grew, and a lot of them at that time were growing to become standalone business capable platforms out of their own departments. So from the very first start, our numbers right across the board have always continued to far exceed the expectations we had. And by the end of the second quarter 2020, we hit 100,000 founder accounts. By the end of the third quarter, we have doubled that. Yeah, we're sitting at 200,000. And we quickly outgrew the IT office in Bangalore. So we moved to the 5-story building in Hyderabad. That was in the business sector, high-tech city, which is a tech industry hub for software and telecommunications, among other things. Now, our IT hub is still there, but we've since opened offices in Dubai and Singapore and Egypt and all over the place. So life is good, right? Now, going into the fourth quarter of 2020, we reached 250,000 founder accounts. Huge, right? Numbers kept growing. And by the end of 2020, we had passed 400,000 accounts. Now, by February 2021, right, crossing into 2021, by February of 2021, we had surpassed 500,000 accounts. And as you know, we kept right on climbing. And so that's how we got started. Now, it should go without saying that any company, any startup, especially, if one like us, right, experiencing the phenomenal growth that we've obviously experienced, it's going to have its share of growing pains. And 2021 proved to bring out some pretty tough challenges for us as well. I suppose, as is the case with a lot of events in the world today, right now, when we have a light that shines in the darkness, things in that darkness work hard to put it out. At any rate, we certainly had our share of folks trying to douse our light, so to speak. Everything from employees, that were doing bad things, and members, of the founder base behaving badly. Everything from that to slanderous public accusations made by haters, to intended unjust manipulation and undue influence by corrupt businesses and agencies. So, we've run the whole gamut, and we continue to battle those forces, those evil forces, as it were. So still, Mr. Mufareh and the ONPASSIVE team have persevered. Now, 2022 brought us into a new phase, to put it mildly. ONPASSIVE hosted guests in Boston, Massachusetts, America, in March of that year, and Mr. Mufareh invited a couple dozen early adapter members, right, to the celebration of, in his words, a new top. Now, during that weekend, we witnessed the unveiling of both staff, the ONPASSIVE HR management solution, the humanitarian work being done by ONPASSIVE's OBLESS, which is a non-profitable platform, helps to raise money, funding worldwide, and the laser light show branding that was carried out for the first time in Dubai from the landmark building, the Burj Khalifa. Now, that was breathtaking. That light show, the original light show, which we're looking at right now playing, showcased the marketing magic behind the meaning of the top, because not only did we have that light show, but ONPASSIVE had purchased the 134th floor and the 151st floors of that building. That building, right, a half-mile high, is the tallest building in the world. And the 151st floor is the highest office space in that building, which means ONPASSIVE has the highest office in the world. That single event celebrated by OnPassive in Boston that day marked the start of a brand new era for OnPassive, and I call it the branding era. So since then, we've continued to grow by leaps and bounds, and our branding efforts have likewise continued heavily with regular shows at the Burj Khalifa. We've also had light shows projected onto the Eye of Dubai, right? The world's largest Ferris wheel. We also have secured naming rights to Station 29 on the Red Line on the Dubai Metro in Dubai, which is without doubt one of the busiest metro stations, now called OnPassive Dubai Metro Station, or OnPassive Station for short. Now, these things and more are all part of the massive branding being carried out by OnPassive 24/7, right? All the time. And OnPassive can also rightfully tout having offices on multiple continents. With its primary click and mortar asset, its IT hub, located in high-tech city with several hundred employees. Now, we've also got our own data center with others planned. We have innovation labs staffed by PhD level engineers, brainards, right? Developers, and inventors, technicians. We've also got physical products that are being produced in factories, and they're awaiting scheduled rollout. We also have collaboration agreements with several places, the Emirates Businesswoman Council, Best Moments UAE, Royal Atlantis in Dubai, Takdir Awards, and Supercar Majlis, which these are phenomenal and huge and afford us a great amount of visibility, not to mention clout. And most recently, though, we unveiled our revolutionary AI products for 5 days at the world's largest tech show, GITEX, and that was held also in Dubai. And they had 2 venues for that. One was the Dubai World Trade Center, and the other being the Dubai Harbor. However, equally impressive of all this stuff going on is the OnPassive ecosystem, our software as a service platform, right? It's like, all other ecosystems in that it's a very complex networks of interconnected systems. Ours just happens to be digital, and it was created to do a couple of things very well. Number one, to automate businesses and business growth, and number two, to accelerate that innovation that was fueling all that business growth. So if you're getting the idea that OnPassive is here to stay, then you got the right idea. And everything discussed in this video serves to validate everything we're saying about OnPassive's growth, its activity, and its future. But the real excitement is that OnPassive is a conscious business model that wants what's best for its members. It wants its members successful, living in abundance, and having full control of their own lives, especially financially. Ultimately, OnPassive's vision is to lift humanity and restore the planet. And if you know anything about frequency or raising consciousness, then this should have you, jumping for joy, right? Regardless, scan the QR code or click the link in the description box below and get free access to the ecosystem. Just go check it out. And if you have any questions, hit me or somebody else up in the comment section below. And I certainly appreciate that you've listened to this. I hope that it was helpful, and I wish only blessing upon you and your entire family. Thank you.